Hello, Kentucky. After all, will Otega Oweh remain in the NBA draft or return to Kentucky? Let's get to the news. The case of Otega Oweh is an interesting story, isn't it? The NBA draft is approaching, and the guy faces a typical crossroads for talents that emerge in the Wildcats. Continue pursuing his professional dream or return to the lap of the program that projected him? The decision, although personal, has implications for the entire blue and white fan base. Mark Pope, Kentucky's coach, has already made clear his desire to see Oweh back in Lexington. It's not just a matter of strengthening the roster. Something he would certainly do with his presence, but a vote of confidence in the young player's potential. Pope knows the value of an extra year of development in the competitive world of college, especially in an environment like Kentucky, where the level of exposure and technical rigor are unmatched. For Oweh, this opportunity could be the difference between being a late pick, surrounded by uncertainty, and establishing himself as a firm name in the first round of the next draft. Current projections, however, paint a challenging scenario for those who dream of hearing their name called in the first selections of 2024. Several renowned experts, such as Kyle Boone, CBS Sports, Brett Siegel, Clutch Points, and Jonathan Givony, ESPN, simply do not see a place for Oweh on the draft map at this point. That does not mean he is a worthless player, but rather that the current market may not be ready to embrace his skills so categorically. Even Sports Illustrated's Draft Digest, which has him at number 58 overall, practically the last car on the train to the NBA, offers little guarantee of stability. Being drafted so late often means facing non-guaranteed contracts, limited playing time, and the harsh reality of trying to establish yourself in the minor leagues. It is in this context that a return to Kentucky becomes even more appealing. In Lexington, Oweh would have the chance to hone his skills in a historically competitive backcourt. His athleticism, combined with defensive versatility and ability to cut and finish above the basket, have already drawn attention in the SEC. With another year of specific work with Pope, he could expand his offensive work, improve his consistency on the perimeter, and position himself as a central piece in the team's project for next season. The emotional impact of leading a team as steeped in tradition as the Wildcats should not be underestimated. Players who decide to return after going through the pre-draft process often report that the experience helped them mature both on and off the field. For Oweh, this could mean not only improving technically, but also assuming a leadership role within the locker room, something that will certainly be valued by NBA scouts. Dreaming big is part of the DNA of the athletes who wear the Wildcats uniform. The risk of entering the league even without a clear projection is a path that many have taken, some successfully, others not so much. However, the margin of error is narrow, and the weight of wrong choices can be difficult to bear. In this sense, Pope's caution seems not only strategic, but deeply genuine. He understands that Oweh's development does not need to be rushed, and that a return to Kentucky could be the fuel needed to transform a promising talent into a star ready to shine on the biggest stage. As long as the ball is in Otega Oweh's hands, Kentucky is waiting anxiously. The fans, although they may be divided on what would be best for the player's future, will certainly unite in support of whatever decision he makes. Whether it's leaving for the NBA or returning for another season in Lexington, it's a big decision to make. What do you think it will be like? Mohamed Dioubat's arrival at Kentucky basketball has been the talk of the town. Comparisons to legends like Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green are not made for nothing, and the glowing praise from his former Alabama teammates only reinforces the expectation that Dioubat could be a key player for the program. When you think of Dennis Rodman, the first image that comes to mind is that of a relentless rebounder, a tireless defender, and a magnetic presence on the court. Rodman was not known for his refined offensive skills, but rather for his ability to dominate the game without necessarily needing to score. He was a force of nature, someone who transformed games with his inexhaustible energy and positional intelligence. And it is precisely this comparison that makes Doumbia signing so exciting for Kentucky fans. Alabama point guard Mark Sears did not hold back on adjectives when describing his former teammate. "He's a dog. He's like a Dennis Rodman." "Skilled Dennis Rodman," Sears said during the NBA Combine. That last part, skilled, is particularly intriguing, as it suggests that Doumbia may bring more than just Rodman's typical physical toughness. He appears to have a more versatile skill set, something that could flourish even more under Pope's guidance and the Wildcats' offensive system, and the stats back up that perception. Doumbia has made an impressive leap from his freshman to his sophomore year at Alabama. His points average has jumped from under 3 to just over 7 per game, while his shooting efficiency has increased significantly from 47.4% to 61.7%. He's also shown notable progress in his three-point shooting ability, making 12 of 26 attempts after going just 1 of 11 as a rookie. This improvement shows that Doumbia is not just a big-time player, but someone who can expand his game and adapt to the demands of modern basketball. Grant Nelson also spoke, and he highlighted Doumbia's importance in Alabama's victories. "He's relentless on the rebound. He's unlike anyone I've ever played against," Nelson said. "He single-handedly won us some of our biggest games this year." That statement is even more compelling when you consider Doumbia's performances against high-level opponents like Kentucky and Houston. Against the Wildcats, he had 13 points and 8 rebounds. Against the Cougars, he had 10 points and 16 rebounds in a big-time win. He's a different guy. Now the big question is, how will Doumbia be used in Kentucky's offense? His former teammates suggest there's plenty more potential to be explored. Mark Sears was emphatic in saying that Doumbia has more game than he showed at Alabama. "Next year I wouldn't be surprised to see him come down, control the ball, hit it in one motion and get to the cup," Sears said. That's a big statement, and BBN can have high hopes. On a team that will likely look to maximize its tactical options, Doumbia can be that player who fills multiple roles. From a dominant rebounder to a secondary facilitator who keeps the game flowing. As Sears noted, even when he wasn't playing as much early in Alabama's season, he continued to bring energy and maximum effort whenever he got the chance. That contagious mentality could be a difference maker on a young team like Kentucky, where cohesion and a culture of hard work are key to success. With Pope, there's a natural expectation that he'll continue to evolve and showcase even more of his offensive game while solidifying his reputation as one of the best rebounders and defenders in the conference. I'm excited to see this guy's potential on the team. Let me know.